Good morning and happy Monday, Saints. This is Pastor Lance with Breakthrough Ministries, just coming with a word this morning titled Believing When God Answers. And he said unto them, Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? And they feared exceedingly and said one to another, What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him? That's Mark 4:40 through 41. Sometimes we forget exactly who Jesus Christ is. Sometimes we forget that the wind, the seas obeys him. We forget how powerful, majestic he is. And sometimes we want to put him in a small box and we don't believe that our prayers are being answered. Jesus' disciples were rowing across the sea when suddenly a great storm started raging. They became fearful for their lives and cried out to Jesus to save them. Some of us are going through a storm right now. We may not be in a boat going through it, but we are going through a storm, and it seems like it is raging and beating against us and our lives. After Jesus calmed the sea, they marveled greatly and wondered what manner of man this was. The disciples had gone to the right source for help with their problem. But after Jesus calmed the storm, they seemed more concerned with trying to figure out what kind of person he was than praising with him. And that's where a lot of us are right now. We don't rejoice and praise God for answered prayers. We don't rejoice and praise God for the good things that happen in our life. It's either us taking self and pride over what God has done, or just not recognizing that God's hand has moved tremendously in our life. We are questionable people. It's always why, it's always how. Let's stop being questionable and let's start making statements, bold statements and claims that God did it, that God blessed me, that God saved me, that God answered my prayers. Because when Christ answers prayers, do we marvelly and greatly and wonderfully wonder how it happened? Well, how could that be? How did this happen? How? That's what a lot of us are. We're how people. It is possible to become so wrapped up in that part that we forget God and the work he is doing behind the scenes. I don't care what I do in my personal life, my spiritual life, whatever type of life that happens towards me, I'm always giving God thanks and praise. If I come across a deal, I'm thanking God. If I close a deal, I'm thanking God. When I wake up in the morning, I'm thanking God. When my kids get through school safely, I'm thanking God. And that's what sometimes we get so wrapped up in when prayers are answered that we forget who answered them. We forget to give him thanks for answering them. We may pray to God for help and receive answers that meet our need more fully than we ever expected. Have you ever prayed for something and God did exceedingly abundantly more than what you prayed for? That's when you got to come in and start thanking God. When I pray for others and I pray for healing over others, yes, that person may thank God, but I go thank God for answered prayers for that person as well. I don't not thank him because it wasn't me that he answered the prayer. It wasn't my body that needed to be healed. It wasn't my storm that needed to be calm. But the fact that God moved in that person's life deserves a praise that comes from my mouth as well as the person that he did it to. But a lot of times we don't do that because we get so wrapped up in how, or so wrapped up that it took place, that we forget. We forget all about it. Y'all got to excuse my birds. The louder I talk, the louder my birds chirp. And I just love the chirping of birds in the morning. So I will not quiet them or go in another place. But I will try to talk above them. And then we sit back and we marvel, trying to figure out how it happened. We can't figure out how it happened when we got a mighty God. We can't figure out how we survived certain things when we got a mighty God. We can't figure out how we made it through yet again another disaster, catastrophic event that happened in our life when we got a powerful God. We can't wonder how that happened. Oh my God, how? Then that's what's funny. We'll say, oh my God, how? Oh my God, did you not just hear what you said before you said how? Oh my God, is how it happened. He made it happen. He did it. He said, I will do exceedingly things, meaning that our mind won't understand, meaning that we can't comprehend, meaning that we can't figure it out. If we can figure it out, how is he God? If we can comprehend, how is he God? If we knew what was coming, how is he God? That's what makes him who he is, because us human beings can't figure out how it happened. And it's not for us to figure it out. It's for us to praise, thanks, and worship him for making it happen. God in heaven, he may be telling us this right now. I answered your prayer, but you're not even thankful. How that would convict my heart to know that he answered my prayer and I didn't even say thank you. Every morning, Monday through Friday, I go upstairs in my prayer closet before I leave the house and I just give God all thanks. Thanking him for waking me up. Thanking him for where I am in life. Thankful for where I'm going. Thankful for who he is, his attributes, his characteristics, his protection. I give him thanks because I want him to know that I'm grateful and I'm thankful for all he does. What I can see and what I can't see. When I'm walking by faith and when I'm not, I make sure I give him thanks. He's saying, I promise in the holy word that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Can you not believe that I have answered your prayer? It grieves my heart when I see people marveling at my answers, then recognizing that those answers came from me. My power is limitless, but people often limit my work in their life. I would love to move their mountains and meet all their needs, yet they hold on to their own earthly ideas. Oh, that my people had hearkened unto me, and Israel had walked in my ways. I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries. That's Psalm 81, 13 through 14. Guys, when God answers our prayers, let's look beyond the gift and see the giver. I don't want to say, Lord, he gave me this. Oh my God, I got this. And I'm thanking the gift and not thanking the one who gave it to me. Not thanking the one who saw me fit to receive it. Not thanking the one who answered my cry. Because he may have answered that one, but if you start losing tune into who he is and what he's doing, then he won't answer anymore. We don't have just a giving God that you can rub and say, here you are. We got a God that has a heart, a God that has feelings, a God that gets jealous, a God of wrath, a God of love. That's the God that we serve. So if we keep sitting here ignoring that he has these characteristics and ignoring that he's the one that provided for us, then sooner or later, he's going to move his hand out of your life. I don't want his hand to be moved. I would thank him morning, noon, and night. So saints, it's time to start believing when God answers your prayers. Thanks for tuning in and be blessed on this Monday.